Hey, and welcome back. We're going to talk about the basic syntax of JavaScript. JavaScript, or in this case, you can also spell it JavaScript with the S in camel case, is a programming language. Its syntax has much in common with other programming languages out there. Simply learning JavaScript will make learning additional programming languages significantly easier because there are many common components and syntaxes throughout all the major programming languages. Now, before we go any further, please understand that JavaScript is not the same as Java or Java. They are different programming languages altogether and have nothing to do with each other. Java is not short for JavaScript, and it's very common for code noobs to make this mistake. You are not a code noob. Okay, let's talk a little bit about them. Statements. Computer programs are created by programming languages like JavaScript and are given specific instructions to perform. Programming languages give computer programs instructions through statements. So statements are separated by semicolons, like this example. We have var fun message equals hello, semicolon, window.alert, fun message, semicolon. You'll understand this once we start getting into JavaScript. Statements in JavaScript have 5 common elements: values, keywords, expressions, operators, and comments. So values, there are 2 different types of values in JavaScript. There are fixed and variable. Fixed values are also known as literals. So think of these values as something that doesn't change ever because it's been hard-coded. Numbers such as 17.425 or 946 are a fixed value. Strings are simply text written in single or double quotes. These are also values, fixed values. And expressions compute to values, kind of like math. So 10 times 4 or 3.14 minus 6. These are fixed values because they are hard-coded. The number itself, the string, or the expression. These are hard-coded, fixed, or literal values. Variable values are also known as variables, and they are different from literals because the value can change. Variables are used to store data, such as numbers, strings, or expressions. Think of a variable as a bucket that can have stuff in it, rather than something a little bit less hard to grasp, like a variable that can hold values. Think of it as a bucket on the beach, a big red bucket, or a blue bucket, or a yellow bucket. Your favorite color bucket that can have stuff in the bucket so that you can use later, and you can take that stuff out and put new stuff in it. So think of variables like that. JavaScript uses the keyword var, V-A-R, all lowercase, to define a variable, then uses the equal sign to assign a value to that variable. So an example here, var, my variable, semicolon, on one line. Another statement, my variable equals 2 times 4. So therefore, the variable called my variable, which is our own custom variable, could have called it anything, has the value of 2 times 4, which is 8. So it has the fixed value of 8 in that variable. Now, a variable can have different values. We can reestablish what will be in that variable later on down the road. So we'll jump into that a little bit later. Operators. In JavaScript and many other programming languages, there are many different types of operators. 2 of the most common operators are arithmetic operators and assignment operators. Arithmetic operators are used for math. Here are some of the most common arithmetic operators. So we have addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. And here on the right side of the table, you can see the examples. Feel free to look through those. Assignment operators are used to assign values to variables. So in this table, we have some data here to explain the different types of common operators. So we have the equal sign, which an example would be the variable a equals b. And in this case, it is the same as a equals b, but this will make sense as we go down the table. So what this does is assigns a value to a variable. So it assigns the value of b to a. The operator plus equals is, an example would be a plus equals b. It is the same as a equals a plus b. So this adds a value to a variable. So this adds the value of a plus b to a. And then as we go down the table, there's a pattern here. So the minus equals is a minus equals b is the same as a equals a minus b, and it subtracts a value to a variable. Now it might be confusing right now if you don't have any experience with programming languages, but that's okay, because as we go through this section, this will start to make a little bit more sense as we kind of incorporate these variables and these operators. In JavaScript, you can hide statements from the computer program using comments, so the statements do not execute. There are two types of comments in JavaScript: single-line comments that start with 2 forward slashes, and multi-line comments that can take up as many lines as you want, as long as it's between a forward slash, asterisk, and an asterisk and a forward slash. And also know that JavaScript is case sensitive, meaning the following variables in this example, so your name with a capital N equals Brad Hussey, and your name, all lowercase, equals Cody, are totally different variables. So even though the variables, they are the same word, because it's using different capitalization, they're totally different. That's how JavaScript interprets it. So that means the keyword var, VAR, all lowercase, must always be typed in lowercase for JavaScript to run it properly. And that's the end of the basic syntax of JavaScript.